Are you a parent of a teenager, particularly studying in class 8 or 9, in the early teens, like 12 and 13 years old? Then this video is actually going to be very relevant for you, especially if you thought that in class 8 and 9, career planning is too early and we should start only when the child is in class 10 or 11, 12, like that. So this video could be an eye opener for you. So please watch it till the end. So let's begin by understanding that is it too early to think about a career in class 8th and 9th? And this video will have some important tips for parents of class 8 and 9. So let's begin. So it's not a fact. It would be most apt to reiterate the old saying, the early bird catches the worm. I would reiterate this old saying that the early bird catches the worm. With greater and stiffer competition in all fields, most students would be better off with an early start in career planning, with a greater hold over the basics of class 8th and 9th, which actually form the base of higher learning, and also for competitive examination that might be sitting for them in the near future. So class 8 and 9 are actually crucial years for owning the varied interest or caliber for your child. So if you can identify what are the child's interests, what are the options that he could look at, then we could hone them, plus they could explore and have sufficient time for thinking at the back of the mind. So it's the right time to allow a child to explore their interest further and build the skills needed for that. Maybe a sports enthusiast could be pushed for rigorous coaching to make it to the nationals, or a civil services aspirant might begin focusing more on expanding his general awareness. Overseas aspirants may utilize this time to gather information to find out most suitable colleges or universities and prepare for aptitude tests and even building that profile, which is very much required for a student who is going abroad. So yes, it's not at all early to think about a career planning in class 8 or 9. In fact, our programs all begin with class 8, so the students can be well informed and they get gradually prepared rather than getting into a rush class 10. So now, why not let's decide when they reach class 12? Because an early start gives them the right impetus. Much in the same way, an early riser gets a good extra 3 to 4 hours in a day. So an early start in career planning can add 2 years to the career selection journey and encourage them to focus on those basics and understand everything, evaluate it properly, experiment, try out things, internships, projects, etc. That can help them to be doubly sure about the path that they're going to take. Now, 5 benefits of early career planning. Let's look at that. First is, students get a fair amount of time for in-depth research and planning. Okay. Second is, in case there are additional skills to be acquired, a preparation to be done for a particular career, example, cracking an entrance examination, it too can be well planned in advance. Third is, it gives students a fair bit of time for trial and error and exploration, especially those who change their minds frequently. Right? So you get that bandwidth to do that, which is not possible when you start in class 10, or it's impossible actually after the board exams to have that flexibility. And the fourth is help build focus. It can help build focus and ambition by setting clear goals to aspire towards. And the fifth option is it minimizes distractions since the focused child knows what is expected of her and work towards it. Because if the child has no idea क्या करना है till class 10, which is the true in case of many students, then it will be more or less distracted. ठीक है, पढ़ रहे हैं, चल रहे हैं, but क्या करना है पता नहीं. But if the career planning is started and the process is set and the options are there in the mind and there's a path coming up, the child will be able to focus on that particular path and he knows that he is expected to work in a certain way to reach that particular goal. Now you've understood why you should plan early. Let's try to understand how to go about it exactly. So here are a few tips for you parents that you can help your child to inculcate. First is go beyond their interests and passions. So begin by actually working on a child's likes, dislikes, especially values, and try to understand his psychophysical nature. So what may be a good choice for someone else may not necessarily be apt for your child, and vice versa. If your child admires a leader or a politician or rock star, it doesn't mean that he'll do well in the profession necessarily. Only if he displays the aptitude for it, he has a genuine interest in that particular career is very important. So for that, you may take help of a professional also if required, which will help you to reveal all these different attributes. So next comes your explore the learning, work and professional options which could be possible in the future. So it's very important to read about the career prospects, watch relevant videos related to the career, what is the job market, what are the upcoming trends, and the projected trends 7 to 10 years down the line, and also about the alternatives. So we have a career repository called the career dashboard, which probably you may have seen in our webinars. So if you come to our webinar, you'll be able to see this career dashboard that has details of 550 plus careers, colleges, entrance examinations that can help the child to explore and be much aware and make an informed decision. So this exploration task can help with happen with the career website. If you want to know more about it, you can send an email to cvhakshay@gmail.com and our team will revert about this wonderful website that is designed to empower your child in his career journey. Third is shortlist a few options. So as you explore hundreds of career options, you'll begin to find which ones work and which ones don't work. So as you do this, you'll move closer to finding the best fit for your child. Of course, finalizing an option may be a bit early right now at this stage. It's not required to do that and it will not be much meaningful also because things may change. But keeping all eggs together, कि सब कुछ ही open है, may not be harmful in this context. So it's good to shortlist some options. Okay, these are the possibilities that we could look at based on the exploration that you're doing. Fourth point is, but avoid being rigid in the approach or decision. In the entire process, don't lose sight that your role is to support. As a parent, your role is to support them, to talk to them with an objective mentality, not to decide for them. You can only guide your child and open them up to options. But the final choice should ideally be left to the child. Because then he will be able to take up ownership of the child. If I as a career coach or you as a parent tell them ye karna chahiye, and even if he or she does that, tomorrow if that option doesn't work out, or then the child will go back and blame the parents. So keep an open mindset. Be open to changes and make sure you don't push your opinions on the kid. You can share, कि I feel like this. But if you say कि आपको यही करना चाहिए, मुझे लगता है ये अच्छा है, why are you looking at this, why are you looking at that? That may actually not be helpful for the child. In fact, that may confuse the child more. Encourage them to evaluate themselves. So while you may have a fair understanding of what your child is good or bad at, I understand as a parent, you have an understanding. Getting a proper evaluation done makes the process much more accurate. So a proper analysis of the personality, aptitude, all these things can be done using a psychometric assessment. So professional evaluation through a cut is the easiest and the most way to do that. And we do have it. You can send an email to us and we will be happy to help you how to evaluate using a psychometric assessment. That can help the child to understand. It's like an X-ray machine that will help you to understand the personality, interest, ability. Not only that, what are the top 10 career fitments for the child can also be understood through the psychometric reports. This can be evaluated themselves. Also, there are other ways of evaluation that there, but this is one of the easiest and the best way for the child. Sixth is assess your access to help. So figure out what all actions could help your child achieve his goals. Where could he get help from? Inspire your child by introducing him to distinguished people of his targeted professions. So an aspiring scientist could be introduced to the biographies of scientists like Professor Abdul Kalam to keep inspiration level always high. Seek professional help also, in case you need to understand that. And even in your family, your colleagues, there may be professionals who could be connected to the interests that a child has. So let them interact with those professionals. Those professionals should not tell the child whether he should do that career or not. Those professionals should just share their journey about the child, the pros and the cons, what was their learning journey, what are the challenges they face in that particular career. That should be the role of the professional whom you are connecting your child, not telling them कि ये करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए. That is the information that the child has, and then let the child process the information over time. Help them test the waters. So volunteering at various events and organizations, taking up internships, visiting career fairs, attending community events, all these things help a child find out more about what a particular profession is like. So this hands-on experiences helps a great deal in making decisions. For example, one of our students, Ria, she participated in the Create a Mad Ad contest at school, made her strongly think about pursuing advertising as a career because not only she enjoyed that event, but she also bagged a prize in that event, got the second prize. So she was thinking कि मेरा interest भी है, अच्छा भी लग रहा है. So she started thinking strongly about it, right? So this could also help them to get that exposure. So already discussed about it. Talk or spend a day with professionals. If you can manage to have this done through your own network or beyond it, it would be wonderful to give a child the actual experience of the profession she seems inclined for. Especially when the child is early. Sometimes parents say कि मेरा बच्चा जब class 6 में था बोला pilot, 7 ने बोला doctor, 8 ने बोला engineer. I'm very very nervous. मतलब मेरे बाल पकड़ लो ऐसे लग रहा है. But it's actually an opportunity to explore. So when that happens, a child is saying about a particular career, इसके पहले तो like maybe not taken very seriously, it's okay. But 6 onwards, the child is 6 onwards में अगर बच्चा आ गया है, तो आप उनको connect कर सकते हो professionals. So a day with a doctor or a fashion designer or an IT professional would go a long way in giving her or him the much needed exposure into different fields and what they entail. Strongly, they should be considered. Right? So I hope these tips help you to understand. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Help you to understand, how to plan the career early, plus why it is very, very important. The why should be very, very clear to you. And please don't make this mistake of starting career planning only when the child comes in class 10. And especially, it's quite late actually after the board exam. Definitely, if you have not done that, then it's best to better late than never. But if you have the opportunity, if your child is still in class 7th, 8th or 9th, please do start earlier. We have a program, a video training program, wherein we help the child to understand how to select the career, what are the different options. And if you want to know more about it, you can send an email to cvhakshay@gmail.com.